You've seen the title. You know what we're talking about. We're talking about D&D. D&D, I have all the time in the world now because I'm trying to make this a long-form video. Who knew? I'm probably going to be looking over here a lot in this general area because my iPad's flipped around. And I can't edit, so I'm just going to talk for like, I don't know, 5 minutes while the TV's on. And I maybe get distracted. So, sorry for any background noise, but this is what we're doing today. It's session 0, the only session that we ever did for this campaign. I'm the DM, and my cousin Ian, I don't remember the characters exactly, but cousin Ian was playing a human robber thief thing. I don't remember the exact name. Jacob was playing a golem. No, not a golem. It was an elf, I think. Elf ranger, I believe. So basically, he had a bow on him, or he tried to buy a bow. I don't remember. Charlie was playing a wizard, like Charlie does. Weird Waffles. Go check out his channel. He might talk about it one day. Who knows? Lazzy was playing a rogue. I think it was like that. We have our little thing in our campaigns where rogues mean dark magic. I have no idea why I did that, but we're not actually playing D&D. We don't actually have anything in our book. It's our made-up thing, so do not fact-check any of this. What else? Who else is there? Braden didn't play. That's all the characters that we're playing, so I hope you like that. So, they are all humans in this normal realm, and they decide they're just weird kids. So they go to the library, like any normal person does these days, instead of just looking up something. They're at the library, reading books. Remember, I suck at plot art. I suck at story and stuff. So, they're reading books. They're reading about some of their favorite things, like these ancient things that they've seen. Eventually, someone finds a book. And, well, this book basically tells them about this ancient place, and where the library was, there used to be this ruin that had housed a portal to, like a time travel portal that went back in the timeline. And in the book it said, one day, the timeline will collapse because of these monsters that were going to come about somewhere in the 21st century. Didn't specifically say, but it was sometime since it hadn't happened yet. They knew, well, crap, if we... They didn't know if this was real, first of all. They were like, is this, like, part of the quest or not? Well, they decided to take the hint, read a couple more pages, and basically said, okay, it's instructions that say there's a hole in the wall that you have to put a book into. And they look everywhere. They fail so many, like, I forgot what the check was called, but they fail so many of them. And so eventually they have to ask the librarian, which is like, yeah, so I'm gonna describe her. Tall young lady with blonde hair and a necklace, green necklace around her head, and a little gem in the middle. She's like, how can I help you, dears? And they, Charlie's character, which is a kid, they played themselves at the start, says, do you know where the hole is? The hole. Can you be any more specific? But I mean, he just rolled a, whatchamacallit, I don't know what these checks are called because it's 3 in the morning. Like a delusion check, I don't remember. Persuasion check, and it works. He got a 15, so I was like, eh. And so I said, she says, oh, there was this rectangular hole in the wall. It's right there in the wall. I'm giving Elena a lot of part armor. I really hinted when I was describing her appearance about the gem. They did not take the hint. They were like, I want to get this part over with. So they were like, thank you. Ran over to this part of the library and they were like, how did we miss this? And like, you failed your search checks. I finally remembered. put the book in the wall, and an archway starts to glow golden, and and it portal, like a absolute donkey of a person. Lassie's character just pushed Jacob's character in. He falls into the portal, obviously, because Lassie rolled I think a 19 on that strength check to push him in. And remember, if any sound dumb, and like because the checks aren't real and stuff, it's because I made this type of game up. I didn't create this D&D. I didn't. I promise you, I didn't. So, if any of this stuff sounds stupid, it's because I made it up. The strength check was a 19, and it was just a really far push. So he falls he basically gets into the portal. No joke. No joke. Ian's character yells out, "You dead?" And he doesn't hear anything, so Charlie's just like, I'm just gonna go in. They all jump in and everything after it takes a minute. I'm not gonna describe them. And they're in this mystical wonder, this land. I had to make a map and everything. This took forever. It is a land full of wonder and stuff like that. It has some shops. It has a bakery, a weapon shop, and I believe I think it was the brewery, which was a made-up name for basically a potion shop. The brewery was called, I believe, I don't remember the name, so I'm not going to name them, but let's just say brewery, weapon shop, and bakery. There were names for all of them, I completely forget. So, they're like, oh, what happened? And they look in the mirror, and they look in a reflection. I don't remember, I think it was like a puddle or something. They look in a puddle and they're like, what the heck happened? They look at themselves and they're like, how did this happen? Not actually in real life, obviously the characters are thinking this. I'm saying this through the character's point of view. They became the characters that they made in the fourth dimension. The higher ups that are actually controlling them, like puppeteers. Yeah, and so they're like, what are we supposed to do again? I am explaining this true. I was a dumb DM back then, so they have no modems at all besides we need to take down these bosses, I guess. So they go into this bakery, and I swear on my life, they see this kid in the corner. Charlie sees the baker tender. This is the hilarious part. We recorded all this. It's on my phone. Sadly, I don't have my phone because it got taken away. Not going to explain. Fuck you. So I'm trying to hint at this boy in the corner, but Charlie sees he sees the baker tender, or whatever you want to call her, and he finds her attractive, because obviously Charlie does, and he buys her a cheese Dane. No, she thinks the baker is attractive, but then he turns around and sees another person that he thinks is attractive. Charlie, being Charlie, buys her cheese Danish, rolls a charisma check, and fails. It was like a 2. She said, thanks, and walked away. In the film, no joke, he says, I'm trying to hand him over to this boy who's sitting in the corner while Charlie's like, she just walked away. And then eventually he's like, I want to chase after her. She's like, no, she's already too far gone. He's like, I want my cheese Danish. It's hilarious. It's one of the funniest things that happened in the campaign, but Jacob did some hilarious stuff. In the next episode, I'm going to tell you this bit, and then we're going to get on. Eventually, they finally take the hint, walk over to this boy, and he's like, my mother got kidnapped by these monsters, and need you to stop him. It's taking over our land. It's these flesh-eating stuff that takes over people. I got this idea from a movie that I saw. It was this plot. Not a plot, but I'm going to explain these entities. They're purple goo alien things that basically, if they get on you, they'll take over your body like a zombie. And, well, you obviously don't want to be taken over by a zombie. So, yeah. He just tells them, you have to get, how many were there? I think there were 16 bosses that we did. All I can remember is the first. I remember all of them, actually. I didn't think about a different campaign, but thanks for watching. It's probably the most boring thing you've ever watched, though. So, if you made it to the end, consider subscribing. Probably should have said that in the middle, but consider it. Because this is my second time trying to be a YouTuber. Actually, fourth time! I failed every single time. So, go check out Weird Waffles and whoever else you want to check out. See you later. Hope you like my D&D video.